It's Marvel time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the SH Figuarts Avengers Infinity War Thanos figure. A little bit of a backstory for this one. When he came out in I think June 2017, I had my eyes on him already. I don't want to go too deep into the Marvel line because you know the drill. You get one Marvel character, and then another one, and another one, and another one. I don't want to start another line, but the thing that really caught me with Thanos is that he's big. He's a different character. He's a different figure than your most SH Figuarts always have basically the same size, and this guy is pretty bulky, pretty huge. So when he popped up at my local comic book store, I said, all right, now I'm gonna get him. A couple of months late, but whatever. I still want to have him, so I'm gonna have a look at him with you guys together. So we have established that he's big. Now I want to know how big he is. And I like the looks. He's probably bigger than Marula. Probably have, I know, 18, well, almost 19 centimeters to the top of his head. So a little over 7.5 inches tall. And as I mentioned, yeah, that's a big departure from your SH Figuarts. Let me see. Okay, I usually don't do this, but I have still Majin Buu lying on the side over here. I just thought it was funny. So yeah, size-wise, he's a big dude, just like Majin Buu. Again, I don't do these kind of comparisons, but I had Buu. I still have him lying on the side over here because stability of this figure is not good. So also a little update on the Majin Buu figure. Stability is not good. Now moving on to Thanos. I'm sorry for that. Overall look of the face first and foremost. I'm really impressed that they. It looks like they used a digital printer with this one as well. Which the result is phenomenal. I didn't really expect that level of detail. I looked at the face and immediately thought, okay, this is awesome. There's a bit of shading in it, and overall the look, the molding of it is perfect, and it looks super realistic. I'm actually a little bit scared by it. So kudos to the face and the rest of the figure. You have a lot of gold, metallic, and the black is shiny, which is part of the armor, which is another thing. I really hoped they would do a version of Thanos where he has the armor on, maybe for future Infinity War part 2 basically, but we shall see. Nicely molded texturing going on in the torso, but also the arms. You have all this detail. The elbow pad has a little bit of a color variation, which is too bad, but it is a joint. They have an entire joint to make that work. It sticks out a little bit. It's not too bad. It looks a lot worse under the lighting with the camera and whatnot. Then we have the Infinity Gauntlet, the most important thing. Very nice gold metallic detail on it is stunning. You have all the gems in there. Wait. This one looks a lot smaller. Okay, well, whatever. I mean, you have all the gems. Look of it is perfect. Love the gold paint job, really nice and shiny. And we have a little bit of a slip with the color. Can't see any other problems. Well, there's couple more dots. Not too bad. I mean, you can barely see that unless you really zoom in very close. A little bit of a vein going on, muscle work. Overall, he looks cool, very bulky, more texturing in the pants, more in the gold, and the leather boots. I mean, it looks like leather boots because they're shiny, and it's nice that it's recognizable. You look at a figure and you say, oh, it's leather boots because it's shiny, and it's good. That's a good job. Kind of missing would be shading, especially with the shading in the face. Would have been nice to have. Would have had some more in the arms. Does look especially the arms look a little bit bland because you have all the texturing, all the detail going on in the rest. But the arms, but that's just a small complaint. Let's move on to the articulation. So being a big bulky dude, of course, makes it harder to make good articulation. So let's see how well he fares. First and foremost, the head does go forward nicely. It's hollowed out over there, so it's good. Forward, back, and it does rotate around. Obviously, the color's in the way. Completely hard plastic. If they would have made it soft, it wouldn't have been nice metallic. So that's a sacrifice I am willing to take. The neck articulation with that, it goes forward, back, does wiggle side to side a bit, but once again, the collar gets in the way. But they left enough of a gap over here in the neck area, so you can get some good articulation still out of it. Actually, it's still pretty impressive, especially going down and up. It's still good. And then we got the shoulder parts. You have these big butterfly joints. They go for it if you push for it a little bit more, just be careful with it. So you can bring them forward nicely. And then you have a long peg inside of it, which goes into a ball, which goes into the shoulder. So forward, it's okay. Again, he's big and bulky, so you're not gonna get much more than this out of it. And then a rotation in it, so you can bring that up and down with the pack rotated around. And overall, let's see, goes up almost a little over 45 degrees. Does not have a bicep swivel. That was the first thing I noticed, but since you have the ball joint in there, you can rotate it around. It's kind of like a swivel, so I'm okay with that because you have all this nice muscle work over here. I mean, the way they molded it, it would have been really hard to make a good bicep swivel in it, so I'm okay with having a nice clean looking mold and no bicep swivel. Then we have double hinged elbow and the fist that's just on the ball hinge, back and forth. It's very stiff, as you can hear, and rotate it around. Now for the torso articulation, it does go back, does go forward to the side. It's leaning actually very nicely, and it does actually not rotate all the way around. It's really just goes a little bit to the side, but that's about it. I wouldn't force it anymore, as you can hear already. The sound that's coming from it is not very nice. The lower torso area connected to the crotch piece is even more blocked. So that's, you can hear the noise. I'm trying to be very slow and careful with it. It has a little bit, very, very tiny articulation, wiggles back and forth, and barely side to side. No, not really. Not really getting much out of that. And I just noticed this is soft plastic. I didn't even see it before. So for your leg articulation, you got some old school SH Figuarts stuff. You have a ball in there that goes into a long pack and does have a hinge, so you can bring it down for a little bit more range. It does go forward and it does go off also very easily. So I keep having the same problem because the ball pack is inside of there and it's just held on by these tiny clamps. And I keep having that problem already on the other side. It does go forward, does barely go to the back because it's still blocked by the butt, and it does go out to the side. Nicely, I'll connect that later. For the knee, I actually just have a big ball hinge in there from what it looks. It's nicely molded though, and it's still hidden by the knee pad, so that's great attention to detail. And the foot has not a ball hinge, so I don't really get any rotation out of it. It does not really go side to side because I guess the ball pack is going in straight. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to push it. It does go a little bit, but not really a lot. And then you have the toe hinge, and there you go. So as is almost the norm for big bulky figures, you're not gonna get that many accessories, which I'm okay with. The faces, again, they look fantastic. The gritting teeth, it's very nice. There's a little bit dark around the teeth, but that's really a side effect from the 3D printing. But overall, the expressions are so good, man. I love this. So, the faces are phenomenal, really. You have the two open hands. One, of course, for the Infinity Gauntlet, and the other one for the regular hand. So there you got those. Still nicely molded, nicely painted. And finally, I love that they included that, the snap. The finger snap of doom. So yeah, you gotta have that. And that's it. One final look before I give you my final thoughts. And a couple of things to note always when you're trying to play around with him a little bit. Put him into position. One thing I noticed, I didn't mention it, but there's no swivel in the gauntlet. And the reason that's not the case is probably because of the joints, because of the big elbow joints. So I'm not complaining about that, I'm just saying it. And also I forgot to mention there's actually rotation in the legs because there's another part covering the ball joint, just so you know. But that's gonna do it. That's gonna bring me to the final thoughts. What do I think about this figure? First and foremost, the design, the look of it is absolutely stunning. I love the face sculpt, the gold in the Infinity Gauntlet, and all the gems, the detail in it. It's fantastic. Okay, this one's a little bit smaller, but it's not too bad. The lack of shading in the arms, again, I would have liked it, but it's not too bad that it's not there. And overall, the articulation, I think they did a good job. The legs are a little bit loose, they disconnect easily, but they are easy to reconnect as well, and they do stay in place. At first I thought it was kind of wobbly, but no, if you get them in there right correctly, just give it a good push, nice tuck, and then it's back in there, and you have your Thanos back on his feet, ready to snap people out of existence. So, I do recommend this guy. I do not see a bad thing about this. I mean, accessories, again, usually you don't have that many when there's a big guy. I mean, I was prepared for that. I didn't see, I don't need anything else also. So there you go. I mean, yeah. Recommend it if you can still find them. The bad parts are really, really small parts, almost nitpicking. So overall package is very good, so there you go. Go out and get yourself a Thanos before he snaps you out of reality. So that's gonna do it as usual, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure gameplay stuff and whatever Thanos wants.